It is so fucking easy to become rich, to make a shit ton of money. However, you're still broke. And I'm here to explain exactly why that is the case. Even when you have the internet, all the information out there, it's 2026, you literally have the information, all these different guides. You have AI that can literally do the work for you, yet you're still staying broke. And I'm pretty much going to walk you through exactly why it is the case, but I'm also a helpful guy, so I'm going to explain exactly how to get out of it as well. If you don't know who I am, just look at some of my other videos. I literally explain exactly how I went from zero to making my first 10K, then switching business models and getting to 30K, and now doing my own business, and so on and so on. So you have the whole journey. If you don't think I'm validated enough to talk about this, you can find somebody else. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But watch this video in its entirety because I want to help you. I've literally been in the same exact place, and it literally sucks. Like, it genuinely just sucks so bad because it's never been easier to make a shit ton of money. However, we're all pretty much stuck not making any of it. And it seems like everybody that's more stupid, everybody that's doing dumb things, everybody that's not even as good or intelligent or working as hard as maybe you are or as we are, they're all making more money than us. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? And you're probably feeling the same type of way. That's exactly how I was. So here's the thing. I'm kind of going to break this down in a couple different ways because you kind of have to understand where I'm coming from. And the reason what really kind of made me want to make this video in the first place is I'll kind of give you this analogy, which is going to make a lot of sense, but you have to hear me out first, all right? So if you guys don't know, I watch a lot of golf. I play a lot of golf and I watch a lot of golf. And golf is usually like a rich man sport or whatever, but don't care about that. I'm just kind of giving you this analogy. If you don't even know, like, literally I have my golf clubs right here. So you know that I'm speaking facts, right? So I'm playing a lot of golf. I'm watching a lot of golf. And just recently now, it was the second golf major of the year, the PGA tournament. And there's basically like four big tournaments in golf during the year, and this was basically one of them. So what ended up happening was that there was a guy named Rai who won his first ever major championship. And what happened is that he's your kind of untraditional type of golfer, I guess, in the way where he's doing all these untraditional things, such as wearing two gloves. People usually just wear one glove on their left hand when they're golfing. He's literally wearing gloves on both the left and the right hand, which is never before seen thing. It just looks stupid. But he does that, right? And then he also wears he wears covers on his irons. And again, that's completely absurd. These guys are professionals. They can get new irons whenever they want to, but he does that. And that's also completely untraditional, unknown, and everything. And the reason why I'm saying this is not because we're here to talk about golf. We're here to talk about how to get rich as fuck. And the case is that he just won a major championship for the first time ever. And he does not care what it looks like. And what I mean by this is that it doesn't matter if he wears two gloves, if he wears fucking five gloves at one hand, or has fucking head covers on his putter, iron, whatever. It doesn't matter how it looks like. What matters is the result, and the result is that he won. It doesn't matter how it looks like. It doesn't matter if it's dirty. It doesn't matter all these things. What matters is that he actually won a fucking major championship. Like, he's on the list. On the list of golfers who've won a major championship. Like, there's a lot of golfers out there who are very big names, very well known, but they've never won a major. And now this untraditional looking guy has just done so. And how I tie this in is that a lot of you are not making any money because you care about how it looks like. You care about the business model. You care about if it's flashy. You care about about all these things. But that shit doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the sales call is good or bad. What matters is if it closes. And just to kind of tie things into a personal journey on this as well, it's like when I started doing this thing, I was in sales for such a long time, and then I dreaded starting a business that involved having sales calls. So I tried to do everything to get away from these sales calls, and it wasn't until I actually started a business or even just like did high ticket sales where I embraced having sales calls. That was the first ever time that I finally started making money. It was the first time I ever made $10,000 in a month was when I embraced doing the thing that I tried to avoid all the time. And that's the reason why you guys are stuck where you're at, broke as fuck, not making any money, because you look at how it looks like. It doesn't matter how it looks like. It doesn't have to be perfect from the get-go. All of these things don't matter at all. What matters is actually doing the thing that's going to make you the money. Everybody's out here doing all these random things, looking at how the website's going to look, looking at how this opt-in is, how this automation is, how that is. Dude, none of that matters. What matters is if you can get to close the client through the door. Like, that's what actually matters. So to kind of give you a bit of, now that you kind of have that understanding, to give you a bit of direction moving forward and how to start avoiding this, it is actually much easier than you think, which is a good thing, because most of you already overcomplicate everything in business, and that's why you're not making the money that you want to. So here's how to really get out of it. You have to understand this. Just look at all the big businesses. They look professional, they look super big, they look cool, but go and look at every single business and how it started. It was not perfect when it started from the get-go. You just have to get that understanding and be like, things don't have to be perfect when you're starting your business, when you're trying to make money. Like, you can be half-assing, it can be trashy, things can be bad, but what matters is just taking the action in the right steps so that eventually one thing is going to roll, and you're going to make mistakes, and then you're going to realize these mistakes and you're going to fix them, and just do this along the way until things finally fall into place. Every big team started from a small team, right? It's just how it works. So now in so many cases, and obviously you guys, if you've watched the channel, you guys know that we kind of run this AI agency and whatnot, and there's countless of examples of people in our position who are making like 500K a month, who they basically just started off selling websites for $200, and now they have a huge team, they have closers for them, they're making 500 to a mil a month. And it's just like, that wasn't the case when they started off. They were just making $2,000 a month selling websites online. Now that it is a huge corporation, because they've done things in the right direction, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, while you are not even starting properly because you're too worried about how your fucking logo looks like, or you're too worried about how the website is, you're too worried about this automation, about that. None of these things matter. They matter in the grand scheme of things, but not really at the same time. I hope that makes sense, but you have to understand that what really matters is you doing the action that you're supposed to, because that's what's going to get you closer to the money. Money is very simple. It's just an exchange of value. And if you can exchange enough value, you'll make enough money in return for it. However, worrying about all these things that don't really matter is just going to slow your progress down so much. That's why people that are dumb as hell, or people that don't even seem like they know what they're doing, are making more money than you, because they're so retarded that literally all that they do is that they just like take the action, because they're so stupid they don't know what else to do. So they just do the most simplest thing, which is usually the thing that's going to get them closer to the money. While you're out here worrying about all these dumbass things that don't even matter, the other guy that's more stupid than you and that doesn't know what he's doing is just doing the simple action of being like, yeah, let me just call this lead that opted in. While you're in there trying to do this fancy automation that's going to contact the lead right away through text, and it's going to send an email over there, and then it's going to have a touch point and all these fancy things, while the retarded dude is like, yo, we had an opt-in, let me call this guy up and see what he thinks about the service, why he opted in. Whoa, dumbass bro, just like, yo, hey man, I saw you opted in, what's good? Well, did you like everything? And it's like, I don't know, oh, let's jump on a call, see if we can figure something out. Like, the bro doesn't even know what he's doing, but he's getting closer to the money while you're out here doing all this random ass shit. And trust me, like, I don't mean to blame you or attack you or anything, because that was literally me. That's still me to this day. I still do dumb shit like that, where I just like try to do all these fancy things in the back end, where I'm like, yo, let's cut that out and be like, let's just keep this thing simple. Because the more simple we keep this, the easier it is to understand. And also, the easier it is to see where you're making your mistakes. If you're making your mistakes in this area, it's easy to see because you keep things very simple. If the lead has bad quality and your whole process is very simple. It's just like, oh, let's just add a VSL so we can increase the quality of every lead that opts in. You can just like very easily see how to digest, how to do things properly when you know what you're doing. But when you're doing all these fancy things and you're trying to look cool and you care about how it looks instead of actually just caring about the result, that's sadly when things go downhill. It's really as simple as that. So if you guys need any more help, if all this makes sense, what I'm doing moving forward is that I'm coaching a couple of guys one-on-one. I've just done this like with a couple of my friends and whatnot. However, this is just for serious guys only. No, I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm not trying to pitch you or whatnot. But if you know my business model, if you care about getting into AI and running it as a service for local businesses, etc., it's an easy way to make 10 to 30K a month. You can book a call with me down below. I'll just add it above my Instagram or below, it doesn't matter. Just reach out to me on Instagram as well if you want. I'm happy to help. I'm sharing voice messages and I'm sending out messages to people that just have genuine questions, all for free, all value. So if you care, just shoot me a message. I'm always happy to help. Besides that, hope you actually take actions in the right steps, or you do the right steps and take action towards the money and not all these fancy things. I hope that helps. Catch you guys next time. Take care.